Good morning. It's October 2nd. It is very bright, sunny, and frankly warm right here on my stoop here in Pittsburgh, specifically Southern Hills area of Pittsburgh, for those who somehow have missed where I am these days. This is the Big Irish Recovery and Other Stuff series, number 14. That's the number I'm stating, and I'm sticking to it. I am really happy. I'm in a really good place. I've been slack on these. Apologies, but as at this point I suspect most of you know, I have a new relationship and it's going extraordinarily well. We are very connected. Stacy has been an extraordinary part of my life, as has been her family. We're gonna go to the Apple Fest out in the, I can't remember the name of the town now, but it's where her mom lives, and it's very near her in Murraysville. So we're actually going to go do that this weekend with the kids, and I'm really excited about it. I'm starting to really become more integrated with Pittsburgh, and I'll be honest, I like it. I like it here a lot. Are there people that I meet or have met that maybe aren't the nicest? Yeah, that is a thing a lot of friends have mentioned about Pittsburgh, but within the nerd and geek community, nothing could be further from the truth. They're warm, they're fun, they're accepting. I mean, with some exceptions. Like I reached out to some people who said they were interested in potentially getting together the game and then sort of just ghosted me. Okay, but frankly, insular groups are not uncommon within nerddom, no matter what city. But my relationship with the local stores has been great. The only thing that's actually been kind of holding me back in terms of just getting started with gaming has mostly been the alterations to my personal schedule lately, because I've been dedicating obviously a lot of time to my relationship. But she actually wants to participate in the gaming stuff, so just got to find ways to start integrating all that. I'm very excited about my character that I'm going to be playing in Harry Bell's upcoming variant of the concept of the Kerberos Club. It's basically alt-world, fantastical London during the Victorian era, and the concepts of the strange and all the stuff you deal with there. Kind of neat. Got a really cool character, and it's the same and different from anything I've played before. I mean, yes, there's pieces of Nick Silverwolf in this character, but he's full scale Cherokee from the Old West. Came up with a really cool story, his family walked the Trail of Tears and all of that. So he's definitely got the basic abilities around hunting down monsters and investigating things, kind of like Nick in that regard, but a very different twist. And I'm definitely going to be pushing my knowledge and my research into the Cherokee side of things for me. Today is another sober day, and every sober day is victory. We all know that. Cheers. Have a little coffee. Talk amongst yourselves while I sip a little coffee. So, what I want to talk about today is the stress of the world. Now, for some of you, and I can't imagine there's a whole lot of you still following me that would fall into this category, but for some of you who are still around, maybe you don't see what the rest of us are seeing. And that's okay. I'm not going to turn this into a political rant profile, or this series is not going to be about political rants. You can read where I am. I've started having things to say on my profile again. Not trying to be vitriolic there and ranting, but I will pull some stuff up that is what I believe well-reasoned observations about what we're seeing happen. What I want to address here is, how do we manage? For those of us for whom the current state of affairs is becoming emotionally, mentally, and otherwise untenable, how do we manage? The truth is, we have things we can do, and we should do them, as we are driven by our conscience to do so. And each person has to decide for themselves the full extent of that. But the truth is, there's not a whole lot we can do, at least that would fit within trying to maintain a livable life, especially if you have family. Some of us may conclude there will come that point where really hard decisions have to be made. Fortunately, we're not quite there yet, at least as I see it. So what do we do in the interim between either things finally changing in a way that makes more sense, that represents a nation of ideals and an existence based on compromise between those of different opinions, all of that, right? Until we get back to that place, same song, next verse. Stop, breathe, and smile. Disarm your own internal monologue that is pushing towards complete and total freak out and stress. Order your thoughts. Hold on to them. Don't change your beliefs. Just don't let your beliefs make you incapable of existing in the space that you're in right now. Being completely freaked out, being angry all the time at everyone and everything, these lead to destructive behaviors. These absolutely will trigger addictions, or they will trigger incredibly destructive behaviors towards yourself and towards those around you that you care about and don't want to be destructive to. And just constantly lashing out at, quote, the other side, unquote. Sure, some of it can be cathartic, but there comes a point where it becomes obsessive. You have to decide for yourself where that line is. But the moment you are losing your capacity to even sense joy in the things that are still joyful in your life, might be time to rethink how far down that rabbit hole you're going to dive. Stay informed, but don't become a slave to the doom scroll or the constant negative feed that comes from those who, frankly, a lot of them make money on being a constant negative feed. Yeah, there's some smart people out there who have some really good observations that are worth paying attention to. Helena Cox Richardson is a favorite of mine. the guy who writes under Stonekell Station, who has no love of either side or any group. He's just a guy who's calling it all like it needs to be. So the neutral but intelligent sources was accused is probably too harsh a word, but there are those in my life who have stated they think that I am falling victim to or letting myself be drowned by extreme leftist exaggerations and outright lies. And nothing could be further from the truth. I abhor extremism on either side. I mean, yeah, meaningful action that can promote positive change, I'm totally for that. And I do completely support protests. I think they're a valuable way for us to reach out and sorry, there's a car trying to figure out where they're going. My point being, positive things that reinforce what you want and what you feel and what you believe. Absolutely, but just living in the suck, it can do real harm and therefore make you incapable of even effectively contributing to that which you believe. You just become lost and hopeless. And again, from the recovery perspective, that feeling, as I can absolutely attest, can lead to drinking or drugs or other self-harm. For some people, breathing is not something they're ready to embrace. They feel it diminishes something that's going on in them, and they just don't want to do it. And then, okay, every person's got to decide what is the right way for themselves. But one way or another, we need to get through. We need to be here. If things fall completely apart the way we see it, then we got to have our strength to recover. And if things change, then we need to be part of that positive change and ready to move forward from there. And for what many of us believe, ensuring this never happens again. Talking it out with friends, yes, but don't get caught in a maelstrom of I feel horrible. Well, yeah, now I feel horrible, and we all feel horrible, and rawr, and we're just completely reinforcing a negative tight ball of angst with no effective release. Love those you love. Be close to your family and the friends that you have. Support one another. Find moments and opportunities for joy. That's my best advice. Have a nice cup of coffee or hot chocolate or lemonade, whatever. Eat good food. Do things that make you happy. Because every single day that this is going on is still a day in your life. And every day of your life should have some joy in it. So try that. That's what I'm doing. I have been slack on my book work, and that's got to change. So I'm going to be getting back to work. Yeah, I'm saying it more to reference or to reinforce to myself. I mean, you guys are tracking that out. It doesn't really matter. I've got to do it. I do have something really interesting happening tomorrow. I'll reveal more about my what do I want to call it? a grand basement project. Not really going to be a man cave per se. Call it a toy cave. There you go. I've got some people helping me with some stuff tomorrow, and I'm kind of excited about it. It'll be some work, but it's not just that. I'm also going to be getting stuff to support turning our main room, which is literally right behind me, into a gaming hall and start running and playing games in that space. So some cool stuff happening. Excited about it. I'll share pictures when the time comes. Hope you all are having a good day, and if you're not, find some way to have some joy in every day, no matter what. As always, peace, love, out.